Welcome to Beautiful You, a show that's designed to inspire, motivate, and empower you to be your authentic best. We invite you to join us on this journey of self-discovery, and we hope that over the next 30 minutes you find just one thing that will remind you that to be truly beautiful, you just have to be you.
Coming up on today's show, Victoria Snee, author of The Beauty Buzz, sits down with us and shares her favorite beauty steals and deals. And we sit down with Arthur Benjamin in our philanthropic segment to learn a little bit more about all the projects that he's involved in. Next, Dr. Jeffrey Edelglass shares with us the changes in the SPF guidelines and what we should be careful to look for. But first, last year 50 Shades of Grey was all the rage, but our friends at Tootsie's are all about black and white.
So bold, black and white. It's nothing new, but we have so many wonderful pieces to integrate into your wardrobe and introduce new things this season.
It's one of my favorite trends. Half of my closet seems like a graphic black and white artistic canvas. Well, I love this because everybody can wear black and white. They're the classics. And here are some ways to wear it. Hello.
This Trina Turk jacket is perfect, paired back with the Robert Rodriguez striped halter top.
I love it because it's so athletic looking. You have the great little collegiate jacket, bold stripe underneath. It's a little sexy with this silk Parker short. Put it with a pointy toe pump and you're ready to go out. But could you wear it to work?
Absolutely. So much fun. Zip the jacket, put it with your favorite cigarette pant, and you're ready to go to the office.
Ooh, maybe even a tuxedo stripe on the side.
That would be nice.
I love it.
And I think that the halter top is perfect for summer in Dallas, Texas. Take the jacket off, wear it with your skinny jean, and go have a drink on a patio.
On a hot summer Dallas day, you throw the hair up and sip a margarita.
Ooh, yummy.
Ooh, I love this one. A classic DVF wrap dress in a maxi. This is also a very patio.
The Mansion patio just opened, and I think that this is the perfect dress to enjoy your favorite beverage.
Forget
Don't you?
it. Pop a color in the shoe and the lip. I love it.
So again, I think this dress is so versatile. It's perfect for travel because it will not wrinkle when you're jet setting. And we all have so many weddings to attend this summer. This is a great dress for a summer wedding. You're going to be able to dance all night long and still be just as comfortable as you are chic.
Can't you see at Arlington Hall right now?
Absolutely.
That's a perfect dress. And the bold black and white is beautiful. Again, it's so easy to pop a color with it. You can do it with the shoe, with the lip, or the bag.
Yeah, I think a shoe in citron would be wonderful.
Citron's such a hot color for the season.
You're wearing it.
Thank you. Or what about a fuchsia?
Oh, that would be great.
I think you can do a red, but I would go a little bit more towards a watermelon or a deeper red versus the expected cherry.
Nice touch.
Thank you. Wait a minute, can we see that slit again? Look at that slit. And there you have it, a little bit of sex appeal. Not too much, just a little.
The perfect amount of skin.
Sorry to bring you back. Thanks. Well, black and white's definitely one of my favorites, and I'll keep buying into it.
One procedure that we offer for the summertime is Zerona. Zerona is a procedure that we do a lot of during the summer, and the reason is that it's a great procedure to do when people are very active, going outside, and don't want the downtime from a procedure, especially being in the sun, going swimming. What Zerona does, it actually shrinks your fat cells so people lose inches, look better in their swimwear or in their regular clothes. This procedure is non-painful. It takes about a half hour, and we do a series of either 5 or 10, depending upon what each individual's needs are. And this procedure combined with diet and exercise really gives the patient a good summer shape.
One of my favorite things is beauty products, but how do you know when to splurge and when to steal? And how do you know what is that lipstick that J-Lo's wearing? Or what's that foundation that Jennifer Aniston had on last week? Well, I have someone here who can give us all the details. It's Victoria Snee, the beauty expert and author of The Beauty Buzz, and we're going to get all the details. Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you, Leanne.
I am so excited. I love your book because your book is filled with really fun and interesting stories from celebrities from all over.
Right.
What made you decide to do this?
Well, I spent 10 years as an entertainment reporter and traveling all over the world, really interviewing different celebrities, some of the biggest names in the business. And sometimes, we would talk to them about films that they were in that maybe weren't so great, and you didn't really want to focus on the film. So I would find myself, I love beauty anyways, and I have as long as I can remember. And so I would just kind of take that opportunity when I was interviewing Angelina Jolie, and I would say, "What eyeliner are you wearing, Angelina?" And very forthcoming. I mean, she would tell me, and I just started doing this. And, a lot of times, too, when you're interviewing celebrities, you're sitting around waiting. You
wait for that 5 minutes, and then they're out.
And then they're out, exactly. And so I really, had a unique opportunity to meet their stylists and their makeup artists and their hairstylists, and I would ask them questions. And I would say, "Hey, can I peek inside your bag and see what products you're using?" And so I really developed this wealth of knowledge. And this was over a 10-year span. And so I took everything that I learned and I put it into this book.
All right, well, let's talk product.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. What do you have here?
Okay, so what we did is we kind of separated these into different groups. So we've got our save group, and then we have our splurge group.
Okay.
And like I said, these are products, these are mine. This is what
you use.
This is what I use. So this is completely legit.
I love it. Okay, what is this? Oh, cleanser.
Cetaphil.
Okay.
Cetaphil cleanser. Dermatologists recommend this, and they have for years. This is hands down the best cleanser. It's wonderful for sensitive skin. If you have sensitive skin, which many people do, it really, really works well. And you don't have to spend a lot on a cleanser.
Because this is really affordable, really.
It's very affordable. And a cleanser, all it's meant to do is just remove dirt. You don't need anything super fancy to remove dirt from your face and remove makeup. And so Cetaphil is a perfect product, and it's not going to cost you a fortune.
So don't splurge on your cleanser. Get something affordable, but that works well.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay, this is an Olay product. Olay is fantastic. Olay has wonderful products. This is a toner. And toners really, again, after you cleanse, sometimes there might be makeup left over, or there might be a little residual.
Yeah.
So you don't need anything fancy to remove that. A simple toner like this, it's alcohol-free, which is important because you don't want it to dry out your skin.
Right.
And I think this is great, and you don't have to spend a lot of money on a toner. I never would, and that's the one I've been using for years.
I love it. Now this I use.
This is amazing. This is CVS brand. This is CVS brand eye makeup remover.
Yeah.
This works wonderfully. I use this every night. It doesn't irritate your eyes because I found other eye makeup removers would irritate.
And they would make my eyes feel oily, like they're covered in oil.
Exactly. This one's oil-free. It's fantastic. It removes all of my eye makeup, and as you can see, I love eye makeup.
I know. Well, you know
so
what?
I need something that's going to work.
When you use waterproof mascara,
I found
that a regular cleanser will not remove waterproof mascara.
You need something extra.
Okay.
And again, I mean, it's just something that's going to remove your makeup. So this one is perfect.
Love it. Okay. Okay. My favorite mascara ever.
Oh my gosh. And it's been around forever. Maybelline Great Lash.
But it works.
It's wonderful. And we talked about the celebrities and their makeup bags. I can tell you at least 90% of those makeup bags that were used on Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Aniston, the biggest names in the business, every single one of those artists had a tube of Maybelline Great Lash.
Wow.
Mascara is mascara is mascara. Do not splurge on expensive mascara.
Right?
This is it.
Okay. Where should we splurge?
So, the splurge. I say when it comes to splurging on your makeup, it's your skincare, and it's your foundation. These are the products that are the most important. It's the canvas.
Yeah.
You know, the color, save on the color products, but really splurge on the skincare.
Okay.
For example, serums and moisturizers, the more expensive, have more scientific background, they have more experimentation on them. They're going to have more active ingredients. So that's why they really do. They have more research that back them up. your makeup will never look good if your skin doesn't look good.
So find a
pamper your
good skin that you like.
Exactly.
And really, it's really up to what works for each skin type.
That's exactly right. So
Okay.
a serum like this, it penetrates deeper into the layers of the skin. So you want to splurge on a product that can really do great benefits.
Make a difference.
Exactly. Eye cream.
Ooh.
Eye cream, I would absolutely. Again, the skin around your eye is different from the skin on your face.
Okay.
So you need something that's going to be formulated for that specific area on your face.
Oh.
And so an eye cream has more active ingredients. It's going to help penetrate deeper into those fine lines and wrinkles that we don't
fine
want.
lines and wrinkles?
You have none. Flawless. So I say splurge on an eye cream.
Okay.
And then a primer as well. Primers are so important because they really help keep your makeup in place all day.
Really?
And when you use a really good quality primer, and I've tested many different kinds of primers, and I found that the more expensive ones have those ingredients, they're going to help maintain that look that you want all day
so that
long.
smooth look and
Exactly.
not, you don't get
It's really
splotchy.
prepping and priming the skin.
Okay, what is this?
Foundations. Foundations, I just don't know how you can walk into the drugstore and say that color I think in that package that I can't test is going to look good on me. You've got to be
can't.
color matched. It's so
Okay.
important to be color matched.
So that's worth going to the mall and sitting
Absolutely.
down and having them put a bunch of colors on and
putting
find
it
what
on and
works for
seeing
you.
what works for you.
Love it. Oh my gosh, Victoria, what great information.
Oh, thank you.
I cannot wait
I can't wait for you to incorporate all of this
Oh,
now.
trust me, many of these items will find their way into my home tonight.
Good. I'm so glad.
Thank you so much. What great information. You know, that's one of the things that we struggle with is who do we ask? You know,
Well,
we
we've
ask
got
our friends.
We've
but-
got the secrets to the stars now.
I love it. I love it. How much fun was that? I know I learned a ton of good secrets, and I hope that you did too. Don't forget you can get Victoria's book online at Amazon.com. It's called The Beauty Buzz. But you know where I get all my really great tips from her? That would be on her Facebook page, and it's called Victoria's Beauty Buzz. There, she shares all kinds of secrets about makeup, cleansers, every product you can imagine that will make you gorgeous. So check her out on Facebook, Victoria's Beauty Buzz. Thank you so much. What a great time.
Thank you, Leanne. This is fun.
I'm totally going to get this. With the bright summer sun shining upon us, we all need to be wearing sun protection. But did you know that lately the SPF guidelines have changed? Well, we're here to sit down with Dr. Jeffrey Edelglass and find out how they changed and how it could affect or help us. Hi, Dr. A.
Good morning, Leanne.
All right, SPF, they have not changed their guidelines in maybe a handful of times over the last, 50 years, 30 years?
Well, as you probably know, the FDA moves very slowly but very cautiously. Their job is to protect us, and they do that very well. But they found new science, new rules that I think will help protect us all. And why they have changed is they've seen a dramatic rise in skin cancers. And by following the new rules, they feel, as well as I feel, that we're going to cut down on the incidence of skin cancers.
So how have the guidelines specifically changed?
Under the new guidelines, sunscreens can now be labeled water resistant as opposed to waterproof. Because indeed, when you go in water or sweat a lot, they do need to be reapplied. And they've limited the amount of time between reapplications to 40 or 80 minutes.
Wow.
And sunscreens, some of them protect against UVA and some against UVB. But what people need is one that protects against both, what's called a broad spectrum sunscreen. It's the UVA that doesn't give you a burn, but gives you
Cancer, yeah.
cancer, wrinkles, and photo damage. It's the UVB where we see the immediate burning and darkening of the skin, but people are unaware of the effects of UVA. So even on cloudy days where people may not be getting burned, they are still exposed to UVA.
And they're still getting damaged from those UVA rays.
Yes, and it's these UVA rays that are responsible for the cancers and for the photoaging. An easy way to remember this is UVA, the A is for aging. UVB, the B is for burning.
Wow. Now let me ask you this. Between the UVA and UVB, is there a certain amount of sunscreen that you need to protect yourself from the UVA or aging sun rays?
Well, the best thing to do is use a broad spectrum, and products are labeled broad spectrum. They recently did a study in Australia, and what it showed is something very, very interesting. It's something we all intuitively knew, but never had scientific proof until very recently. And what that is that the signs of photoaging, the wrinkles and lines, were greatly decreased if they use sunscreen every day. And this is winter, summer, fall and all, every day. And the reason is that the light, the sun, is upon us every day. I very often see patients who they have pronounced wrinkles on the left side, but less on the right side because the sun is coming in from driving.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
And it's very, very obvious. But now there's a study that shows what the sun can really do.
So how early should we start using sunscreen?
I think as a baby, but it's not only sunscreen, it's really part of a whole package.
Okay.
It's sun avoidance, it's covering up, not being out in the sun during the maximum sun times, and being sensible. I think in all of life and in all of medicine, being sensible is so important.
Now, I'd always been told that you need a certain amount of sunshine. You get your vitamin D from it. If I put sunscreen on, am I blocking myself from receiving that vitamin D?
Well, yes, you are. You are blocking some vitamin D, but many people still receive a certain amount of vitamin D from the sun because even with sunscreen, it's not 100% effective, and so they will receive some sunlight. In addition, there are vitamin D supplements for people who are totally without any sunlight.
Yeah, or you can even get your vitamin D through food, right?
Yes.
I think if it was a choice between getting your vitamin D or getting cancer, I'm going to choose getting vitamin D through my food and wearing the sunblock.
There's no question that every positive result has some sort of negative connotation, but these can be overcome by a little bit of sun through the sunscreen, foods, or supplements.
Really, sunscreen is both for beauty and for medicinal purposes to keep you from getting skin cancer.
That's really true. This is one case where looking more beautiful will actually help you live longer by preventing skin cancers.
Anything that ties beauty and health together is always a good thing, right?
That's great because there's such a motivation for people who would say, I'll never get a skin cancer, but there are a lot of people are worried about aging, photo damage, wrinkles, and now since they're combined, we're going to see a big uptick of people using sunscreen.
I sure hope so, and that the good evidence is right there to use it too.
Yes, this is the first study just recently that absolutely shows this.
Thank you so much, Dr. A. There you have it. Whether you use SPF because you want to look great at 80 or because you want to prevent skin cancer, you can check out the brand new SPF guidelines on Dr. Edelglass's website at skintastic.com. What great information. I love that study.
Well, thank you.
Today in our philanthropic moment, I'm excited to be joined by Arthur Benjamin, and we're here to discuss the Arthur E. Benjamin Foundation. Welcome, Arthur.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about the Arthur E. Benjamin Foundation, why you started it, what you do.
The reason behind it is that I believe that every human being has an obligation, if they've been a recipient of wonderful things in the world, to give back. And it really started when I studied with Buckminster Fuller, the great mathematician and philosopher.
Yeah.
He's a guy that he was ready to do away with himself. So Bucky went out on a rowboat into a lake. He didn't swim. He was a Harvard College student. He had come from one of the wealthiest New England families. He had everything in life. When he stood up to throw himself into that lake, and he had a thought, and it was as if it was a divine thought placed in his head. If I rode back in and lived my life for everyone else rather than my selfish self, if I lived life for humanity, how would life be? And when I studied with him, I realized we're all called on to do that. Some of us hear the calling, but each time I've had a win, I've found a way to create a foundation and give back. And the first was what was originally called the Butterfly Effect Foundation until that movie came out. It became a terrible thing. Okay. But like a butterfly flaps its wings in Japan and creates a beautiful day or a hurricane, there's a small thing you can do that will have a great outcome, a leverage point, so to speak. And that's why I do it, and that's why the foundation exists.
I love that. For each good deed, the ripple effect grows and the deeds grow and the goodwill is spread even more.
And other people can be motivated by it. One of the other things in my life is unique ability. It came out of a coaching program by Dan Sullivan in Chicago, and he believes that each person has a unique ability. Okay. And building teams of people with unique ability in companies, charities, in life, in families, is the most beneficial way and the most augmenting way to work together. So each person does what they do passionately and also does well. Mm-hmm. When you see a person who's in their passion, who's doing it well, you get excited and you want to do what it is you do well.
Yes.
So
the
that's
contagion.
Really, it is contagious.
I love that. I think that's one of the things I love about inspiration and motivation is that when you become inspired, you become inspiring. And I love that. So that's kind of what you're.
Yes, and I believe that every youth, every child, every young man and woman should have a mentor, someone they can look up to, someone they can go to in hard times and talk to. And Robert Ponte was a great Dress for Success coach. Yeah. And I went to him in my early 20s and I said, how is it that I can become wealthy? And he said, if you truly want to be wealthy, do what you love to do, and wealth will follow you in one form or another. I didn't hear it exactly the way he meant it, but it really does lead to riches of all sorts.
And I love that, because there are definitely many forms of wealth, and some of them bring even more joy than others. I know, for sure. Okay, so now you also are involved in the film community here. And the arts.
I got dragged back into it.
You did get dragged back into it. Tell us your background with film and then what you do today.
Well, I grew up in a family that was in the film business. My uncle, Robert S. Benjamin, was the chairman of the board of United Artists when a group led by him took it over from Charlie Chaplin, the famous Charlie.
Wow.
Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. And they had actually run the company to a point that it was going into oblivion. So my uncle and Arthur Krim refounded United Artists as the new United Artists, and I grew up with that all around me and chose not to go into it. And then 5 years ago, someone talked me into sponsoring the Dallas Film Festival, which I do now every year.
Yes.
And I got dragged back into film, and then the next thing I knew, I was making films about mentors.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So one of the films is Jobs.
Okay.
The Life of Steve Jobs, which is coming out August 16th. It'll be here in one of the theaters in Dallas. It's going to be in, I believe it's 1,800 theaters nationwide, and it's just called Jobs.
Okay.
And I say America needs jobs.
Yes, they do.
Which we do.
Yes, we do.
That was one of the films. Another is Stanley Marcus, the great founder of Neiman Marcus.
Neiman Marcus.
We're making a film on his life.
He was an amazing man.
And a mentor. And then there's the film Champion about, look at this little guy.
He's so cute.
About dogs.
This is Bandit.
And Champion is about a dog like Bandit who saved the family farm, so to speak.
How cool.
And that's another film that I made with my co-host on For the Love of Dogs TV, Farrah White.
Yeah.
And so I've come full circle. And the last one that I'm working with now is on breast cancer. It's Decoding Annie Parker, which is out in charity screenings all over the world. It was just in Seattle where it won Best Actress, and it was in Paris this week, and it'll be coming back here. So anyone who wants to get a ticket, they'll have to get the information from DeConingAnnieParkerFilm.com.
Okay.
It'll be here on October 3rd, and it'll be at the Look Cinemas right here in North Dallas.
Why is film special to you?
Well, I believe film is a window into our soul. It's a window into our lives. It's a chance for us to re-examine what we are living for and how we are living.
How can people come and help you with your foundation?
Well, they can find out about the things that I'm involved in dogs and cancer and kids and education, and get involved.
How wonderful, because you are absolutely, I don't know where you get the energy. You and the Energizer Bunny are on the same diet, and you're not sharing it with anyone else because you're everywhere.
Carrot juice.
Carrot juice. I'm going to remember that one. All right, so if you would like to find out more about Arthur Benjamin and the amazing things that this endless, tireless, energy-filled man does, check out his website at arthurebenjamin.com. Arthur, thank you so much.
Well, thanks, Leanne.
And thank you. Bandits, like it's nap time.